Hello, everyone. My name is Demetrius Harmon. I'm a financial coach. I own Harmon Financial Coaching. Help my clients with budgeting, saving money, getting out of debt, building wealth, just increasing their financial literacy as a whole. So today I'm going to talk to you about emotions and money and why they do not mix. But real quick, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. It's free. You have nothing to lose. All right. So emotions and money do not mix. All right. So I'm going to give you it's really multiple reasons, but they all kind of blend together. So emotions cloud your judgment. I don't think anybody would disagree with me on that. And emotions are also short term. So when you factor those two, when you put those two variables in a blender when it comes to money, you're probably gonna end up broke. You're not gonna have money. You're gonna have a lot of bad decisions and a lot of mistakes. And I'm here to tell you, I've made plenty of mistakes with money. I was fortunate enough, I'm blessed that I've been able to learn from those mistakes. But so, what does that look like when money and emotions and they come together? And like I said, they do not mix. So let's go back to March 2020, during the craziness that went on back in 2020. So the stock market dropped. The S&P 500 dropped. I mean, everything was down. So let's say you have John Doe, and John Doe doesn't have a financial advisor because records have shown, studies have shown, I should say, that when you have a financial advisor, they're able to talk you off the ledge and tell you just to relax and pull out some charts and show you that no matter what, the market always corrects. So even though no matter how far it goes down, it always comes back up. So you just have to learn to relax and ride the wave, right? So let's say John Doe doesn't have a financial advisor and he gets what I call fat fingers. And he gets on his phone and he starts tinkering and he starts selling some stuff and trading some things, and he kills all of his compound interest, all of that time that he had invested in it. He killed all that just in a few thumb moments, right? So what happened is what happened was he got very emotional. He got scared. And I was reading an article one day and it was talking about emotions, and it said you take the E off of emotion and you just had motion, meaning it's moving. That's why they say emotions are fleeting, right? Emotions are, they're short term and they cloud your judgment. So when it comes to money, you're going to make a decision based on that temporary, you're going to make a long-term decision based on that temporary state of mind. So what's going to happen is you're not going to be mad anymore, or you're not going to be scared anymore, but now you have to deal with the consequences of that money being gone. All right. So if you plant an acorn, which is a seed of an oak tree, you can't dig the acorn up and then be mad, wondering how come the oak tree didn't grow, right? Because you dug it up. So that's what John Doe did in this scenario. He took all of his investments and he dug them up instead of leaving them alone. So now he's left with very little. And now, guess what? Even that summer of 2020, the market came roaring back. So it's just it's a tangible example of what happens when you mix emotions and money. So why am I telling you all this? So there are three things that a lot of people, believe it or not, they often forget about. So when it comes to like personal finances, money, building wealth, things of that nature. So number one, sometimes, surprise, surprise, they forget about math. Number one, they forget how to do math, right? So for example, if you make $100,000 a year and you spend $110,000 a year, you're in the red $10,000. I know it sounds crazy. It sounds elementary. Trust me, it happens. All right, so let me give you another example. Someone makes $85,000 a year and they spend $85,000 a year. Guess what they end up with? A goose egg, a bagel, a donut, right? A nothing burger. So the math just doesn't make sense. Maybe sometimes people try to make the math make sense. Maybe they really want a truck, so they try to fit a square peg inside of a round hole, and it doesn't work because the math doesn't make sense. So they forget about that one element sometimes, and someone on the outside looking in can just say, nah, that's not going to work. So they forget about math. The second thing they often forget about is personal finance. It's personal. That means it's subjective. So that means some people are just fine. Some people are fine with leveraging credit. Some people go to sleep and they sleep like a baby, even though they're $800,000 in debt because they have 3 rentals. That to them that helps them sleep at night. For me, I can't do that. That would drive me crazy. But again, that's just my personal preference. So they forget about the personal aspect. But last but certainly not least, they forget about the emotions. But here's the thing: you got to take the emotions out of it. And once you take the emotions out of it, you're able to make a much easier decision. You're able to have a clear head. So, for example, you ever been talking to a friend or a family member and they need some advice, and you listen and you hear everything that they say, and as soon as they get finished, you know exactly what they need to do. Even before they were done, you knew exactly what they needed to do, because you don't have that emotional attachment, or you don't have those emotions dealing with that situation. So you're able to be objective and say, yeah, you need to get a new job, or you need to leave that person, or maybe it's time to move, whatever the case may be. But again, emotions but emotions always betray you. They always betray you. So keep that in mind. So if it's going to betray you and it comes to your money, what do you think is going to happen? What does betrayal look like when it comes to money? It's gone. That's what it looks like. It means you have nothing. That's what betrayal and emotions and money look like, equals nothing, right? And we don't want that. That's not good. So never, ever, ever mix emotions with money. And I've seen it done too many times. I can give you another example is somebody may ask you for money. I've talked about this on my channel before. If you give somebody money, start with the premise that you're never going to see that money again. Just start with that premise. That's your baseline. Your baseline is you're never going to see that money again. So a rule of thumb is the only way you should loan money out is if you're okay with never seeing it again. But someone comes to you and they ask you for some money, and they pull on your heartstrings, and you give them that money, and now you're short $100. Now you're short $200, right? Or just even something smaller is just you're in the mall and you're in the moment, and maybe your friends flew into town or whatever, some college roommates or whatever, and you buy something that you don't even like and you never even wear it, or you wear it one time because you wanted to wear it to a party or an event, and now it just sits in your closet because you bought that jacket or whatever it was, a shirt, all off of emotion. So now your friends are gone. Your friends are gone. They flew back to Arizona. They flew back to Florida. They flew back to Cali. And guess what? Now you're left with $200 and an item that you don't wear. And you're just wondering, like, why did I do that? Because you were emotional. So, real quick, please do not mix emotions and money. I want people to build wealth. I want people to think long term, because emotions are short term. So it's going to be hard to have think long term when you're approaching it with a short term mindset, right? So start thinking long term. Take the emotions off the table. You'll be able to look at it from an objective point of view. You won't take your money out of the stock market because it dropped, even though the numbers show in the last 25 years, even longer than that, the market always comes back. I love when they asked Warren Buffett back in 2008, 2009, they said, how much money did you lose? And he said, nothing. He's like, nothing. I didn't take my money out. And they always compare it to a roller coaster. The only time you get hurt on a roller coaster is if you jump off while it's moving. So if the market is moving downward, you're going into what they call a bear market. Why would you jump off? Stay on, ride the wave, because now we're in a bull market. I know a lot of people are talking about inflation and the bubble's about to pop, and that's not me. That's not for me to even have a conversation about. But right now we're in a bull market. Things are great. So all that money that he took out, he'll never see it again. That fast, all because of a knee-jerk reaction. So that is my time. Take care. God bless. And remember, change your mindset, grow your money.